Please remain standing while the 211th Engineer Company of the South Dakota National Guard presents the flags. Members of the DSU Concert Choir will lead in the singing of the national anthem. Please be seated. As president of Dakota State University, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the fall 2007 commencement. Well, we all know that this is a very busy time of year with lots of holiday activities. This December commencement gives us an opportunity to pause, reflect, and celebrate the accomplishments of the group of men and women who will graduate today. Indeed, it is a celebration of accomplishment, but it is also a recognition of their drive to attain an education that will mean so much to their future. This fall, Dakota State unveiled a new 5-year strategic plan that will guide the university, and through a set of specific goals will help us focus on the activities that will make the university even more successful. We launched something else over the last few weeks. We adopted what is known in the marketing industry as a tagline. That tagline for DSU is Dare to Do. Dare to Do. The marketing firm that helped us develop a new campaign with that tagline loves it because it's catchy, easy to remember, and probably because it rhymes with DSU. Well, for me, it is more than that. Anyone who knows me understands that I like to turn almost everything into a symbol or a metaphor. Dare to Do has much more meaning to me, and I already know, to this group of students in front of me. Because this group of new graduates has dared to do a number of things. They dared to see a college education as an important and essential part of their future. And not everyone does that. They dared to persist and hang in there when finals, final tests, the rigors of completing projects, and those tough classes seemed overwhelming. And not everyone does that. When they were looking for a university and a program, they dared to come to a place that would challenge some of their comfortable ways of learning and push them into integrating this new information-rich and technology-saturated world in ways that now equip them for a variety of exciting careers. And not everyone does that. They dared to come to a university where people would know who they were. They were not just a number or a face in a crowd of thousands, but a person, a friend, a mentee, a member of a close community, and not everyone does that. And today they will dare in front of their friends, teachers, family, and the entire assembly to walk across this stage and declare, "I did it." So for me, Dare to Do fits DSU, and in the future we will be inviting many new students to join those new graduates and take that dare. This is my first opportunity to say congratulations to all of you, but it won't be my last this afternoon. Now let me introduce a person who dared to do many, many things over a lifetime of accomplishment. And she has dared to join us today to provide a message to our Dakota State fall graduates. I am so pleased and honored to welcome and introduce our speaker today, Supreme Court Justice Judith Meyer Henry. After earning her bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of South Dakota, Justice Meyer Henry taught at both the high school and university level for 6 years. She then returned to the university and earned her law degree in 1977. She served the state of South Dakota in several leadership capacities under Governor Janklow, including State Economic Opportunity Office, as Secretary of Labor, and as Secretary of Education and Cultural Affairs. She was a senior manager and assistant general counsel for Citibank South Dakota in Sioux Falls from 1985 to 1988. In 1988, she was appointed as a Second Circuit Court judge, and in 1997 was named as presiding judge of the Second Judicial District. Justice Meyer Henry was appointed to the Supreme Court in November 2002 and was retained by the voters in the 2006 general election. She is the first woman to be appointed to the Supreme Court in South Dakota. Justice Meyer Henry and her husband Mark live in Sioux Falls. It is especially nice that Justice Meyer Henry could be with us today since her niece is a part of this graduating class. Please welcome South Dakota Supreme Court Justice Judith Meyer Henry.
President Knowles, distinguished guests, faculty, graduates, family, and friends of the graduates. What a great day. You made it. Congratulations on this grand occasion. It's one of those few opportunities where we can all get together and everybody's happy. And there are some parts of my business where that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes no one's happy. And this gives us the celebration. There's pomp and circumstance, and it makes everybody proud and also just a little teary-eyed. I'm always honored to be asked to speak at graduations. However, when I began to gather my thoughts on what I'm going to say, I'm always reminded that when I look back over all the graduations that I have attended, either myself, an high school undergraduate, a couple graduate degrees, a law school, attended my kids' graduations and numerous other graduations, I always am reminded I can never remember who spoke at any of them. So knowing that, I know my role here. And my role is, of course, to first express congratulations, to try to impart a few words of knowledge, and a few words maybe of wisdom and knowledge, and attempt not to embarrass myself or today my family. So, and also I was given strict orders, keep it short from my family. Thus I'll start out with the congratulations part. Graduates, congratulations. This really is an honor for me to be here and be part of this, and what a wonderful accomplishment all of you are experiencing here today. I sincerely mean that. It is a special day, and we call it commencement. It is commencing the rest of your lives. It's a date of recognition, of celebration, a day to reflect on the time you've spent at this institution and the people you've met. and may not see every day like you have in up till this point. Causes a little nostalgia, maybe, but it certainly is a day of joy, and it is a day of anticipation. It's a special day for us, of course, in our family, because my niece, Erin Lundberg, is graduating here today, so we know and share with all of you family members how proud you are to be here today and watch your graduate walk across the stage. We already kind of celebrated last night, so we sure hope that diploma's signed, President. We're very proud I'm very proud to be here and help you celebrate these accomplishments. You certainly, as President Knowles says, you have the daring, and you are here because of a lot of hard work and dedication. Working for your degree was a challenge you faced and you embraced and you dared to do it. We thank you, really, the rest of us that live in this state and this country, we thank you for taking that challenge. And we thank you, family and friends, for being there and supporting these graduates so that they could sit here today and receive that diploma and that degree. President Knowles, we did not plan this, but I am also taking off on the speech "Dare to Do," or to the jingle, the motto "Dare to Do," the tagline, because I got on the internet and saw that this was set as the motto for DSU, and it comes from a Eudora Welty. At least you have said that on your website. A Eudora Welty quote: "Dare to Do." And I want to build on this challenge. He talks about how you had the daring to be here today, to finish, to do all the things you needed to do to get here. And I want to go on that. The dare to do has two parts to it. There's the daring, and there's the doing. First part, which you are about to do, or to embark on, is the doing. And you have done some of this already. You finished your college degree, and you have done what you needed to do to receive this diploma today. Education is truly the key for your future, and it is for ours too. It gives you the ability to do all kinds of things that you would not have been able to do without that education. With the education comes the knowledge. It is a key to your generation. The author Mary McCarthy, in her essay, My Confessions, wrote about generations and keys. She said, every age has a keyhole to which its eye is pasted. Her quote conjures up, in my mind at least, an image of a person kneeling on the floor with his eye up against a keyhole, peering through the keyhole to see what's on the other side. Of course, such a view is quite limited by the size of the keyhole and, of course, the line of sight. The view is narrow, and it's an imperfect vision of the panorama beyond the keyhole or on the other side of the door. Nevertheless, it's very intriguing, and of what a person is able to see on the other side keeps that person. That intrigue keeps the person glued to the keyhole. That glimpse of what is the vision on the other side of the door captures the viewer. The viewer strains to see more by positioning himself from side to side on that keyhole and positioning the eye so you can try to see more. But no matter what, that view is still limited because you're looking through that keyhole. I believe that's what McCarthy's point is. Each age views the world by what you know. Each age is a product of the circumstances of its generation and its experiences. Each generation has its own strengths and its own weaknesses, molded by the challenges it faced as it progressed. The 1940s generation was different from the 1960s generation or the 1980s generations now and your generation, and generations, and even now all have labels. We have the baby boom generation, the Generation X, the Generation Y. Yet every present, even if the generations are different, it's ever present that every generation is intrigued by what the future will bring. Every generation is trying to look through that keyhole and figure out what's in the future and how to be ready for it. Mary McCarthy wrote that 50 years ago. She couldn't see what the world would be like today. One wonders if her imagery would be the same today. Think back, in those days it was the skeleton key and a keyhole. That was obviously commonplace. Then the skeleton, the key and the keyhole, one could actually see through. That was on every lock. The limited vision of each generation was the desire to look through that key. It's still the keyhole. It still rings true today. But that imagery may have been a little bit different if she'd write that today, because you don't find many keyholes that you can actually see through anymore. I have to admit that I'm old enough that the skeleton key and the keyhole were commonplace in my childhood. In those days, we didn't have many keys to carry around or worry about. We had one key for the house, which we never locked, and thus usually we couldn't remember where we'd put it if we thought we needed to lock the house when we left. We had a key to the ignition to the car, and so that you could get into the trunk of the car. But other than that, almost everything else was just left unlocked. It wasn't locked. Didn't worry about it. Things are different now, aren't they? All the doors are locked. Some of them lock automatically. Unfortunately, that presents its own problems if you forget the key and leave it inside the car and it locks automatically. For this age, keys and locks have changed. It's impossible to glimpse the future through a keyhole. No matter how pasted you are to it, the key slot's too small. The old-fashioned skeleton key has been replaced by codes. Doors are opened by pushing buttons that send radio waves to a receiver chip and then activate and open the door. Or we enter a security code that does something similar. No longer do we carry around a ring of keys. Instead, we have to remember a multitude of codes and passwords, which for some of us has its own challenges. Perhaps today's key is a keyboard, or may look more like this tiny flash drive that I carry around. On this small device is my whole working file. All the opinions that I'm working on, that I'm writing right now, about 300 pages of a book with a bunch of pictures is also on here, probably a year's worth of digital photos that I've taken of my grandchildren. It's right here. It's no bigger than the old skeleton keys we had when we grew up. Today's key is not the keyhole that draws our eye for a possible glimpse into the future. It's the computer. It's the internet. And how it's given us the ability to access information and to solve problems and to instantly connect with others. You've been very fortunate, graduates, to be able to experience this firsthand in the most wired college in the country. Today's technology advances in all fields are astonishing. It is a brave new world filled with opportunity. Your training here in DSU has given you a head start. You've learned here, and what you will continue to learn after you leave is the key to your future. Perhaps we should modernize and upgrade, which is also a new term, the phrase in this technological era to call it a code or a password instead of a key. Thus, education becomes the code or the password of the future, of your future, rather than the key. Key, code, password, whichever term you choose, your education will open doors that have been forever locked, that would have been forever locked without your degree. It can be a door to a career, but it is also the door for a lifetime thirst for knowledge. When you enter the password and when those doors open, the question becomes, what will you dare to do? Thus, the second part of the tagline. In this brave new world, you must dare to direct and to push forward for you and the generations to come. We are depending on you. The privileges you have to live in a free country with the opportunity to be educated and to work and live as you choose are privileges you must not take lightly. It's your responsibility to preserve the privileges for the next generations. As a generation, you have been privileged. Nevertheless, there are many challenges ahead. Some we can see, some we don't know about. You will need to figure out how to protect the planet and ensure the continuation of our species in the face of depleting resources, pandemics, and wars. Other challenges will emerge during your lifetimes that you could not have anticipated. Some of the challenges will be personal challenges, and some will have societal implications. To meet the challenges, personal and societal, you must dare to do. Where does the daring come from? What is your daring? You know you have it. It took a certain amount of daring to come here to college, to choose the course of study, to complete all the coursework, and to be here today to receive the diploma. The when and how of daring has often been explored and analyzed by writers and orators. Some of you have had to take Shakespeare. A famous Shakespearean character, Hamlet, struggled for most of several acts in a play by the same name about his own daring. In his famous soliloquy, he muses, to be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing them, end them. Hamlet, of course, is a tragedy, and I do not recommend the ultimate course of action that Hamlet took. But the expression of his dilemma is one with which most of us can relate. To be or not to be, to take a chance and fight against a sea of troubles to end them, or to not take a chance and wait for the right time, and by waiting, risk the opportunity to make a difference. As graduates, what lies ahead for you to do with your life is only limited by the extent of your daring. T.S. Eliot, in his poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, has Prufrock ask the question of himself. As Prufrock leads us through half-deserted streets and ephemeral scenes of social conversation, he keeps asking himself what he describes as the overwhelming question: do I dare? Do I dare disturb the universe? After a somewhat tortuous self-analysis, Prufrock decides he is not Prince Hamlet. He realizes that when the challenges present themselves, his daring fails. He is afraid that others will snicker, or afraid that he will fail. Do not be a Prufrock. Dare to do. In addition to this quote, dare to do, Eudora Welty also wrote this about daring. All serious daring starts from within. Perhaps that's the best lesson. To realize that the real key lies within. Trust in yourself. There is your daring. It has been there all along, and it will not fail you. It was planted and nourished by those who are closest to you and are here helping you celebrate today. Your friends, your family, your teachers. However, it is up to you to keep that daring alive. All serious daring starts from within. What lies ahead are some exciting times for you with many, many challenges, but you do leave here equipped with the knowledge and hopefully the daring to meet the challenges. But the challenge for today is to enjoy. Bask in your accomplishments. Don't forget to thank those who helped you get here. With that being said, my role in today's ceremony is finished. I did keep it short. Again, congratulations on your accomplishments and the best of luck to you when you unlock that door today to your future. Thank you.
Justice Meyer, thank you very much for traveling here today and for sharing those meaningful thoughts with us. I'm now extremely pleased to introduce the DSU Concert Choir under the direction of Barbara Haig to perform a piece titled One World by Mark Hayes.
Each other, united, they will become strong. Let me call their voices in one song. I want this world to be a place of harmony. A difference. Can one voice really make a change? Can one flame pierce the darkness and light the way? Love can join two perfect strangers, and I can
Thank you very much to the members of the choir, to Mrs. Haig. It is my pleasure today to call upon two of our graduates, Holly Gregg and Amber Jaspin, to speak to us on behalf of the graduates. Ladies, would you please come forward? Holly Gregg is graduating summa cum laude with a degree in computer graphic design. Academically, Holly has received many scholarships. She's been named to the President's Honors List, to the National Dean's List. Her 2D art design has won first place in the Beatlemania competition, which is the annual student art show, 2 years in a row. She's been active in theater and in band. She was a resident assistant and a student ambassador, as well as a member of the Student Senate. Amber Jaspin is also graduating summa cum laude, with a degree in elementary education, special learning and behavioral problems. Amber is also a scholarship recipient. She's been named to the President's Honors List for her excellent academic performance. Amber's activities include membership in the South Dakota Education Association and the Council for Exceptional Children. She's also served as a Student Success Center assistant. Both Holly and Amber are members of DSU's Honor Society, Kappa Sigma Iota, and they've both been named to Who's Who among students in American universities and colleges. Ladies?
First, I just want to get a little picture, so everybody smile. Perfect. Fellow graduates, esteemed faculty, loving family and friends, and others who have come to see us off, I am very proud to be addressing the 124th graduating class of Dakota State University. I don't know if any of us could have pictured this day when we first stepped foot on campus as freshmen. DSU is a small university, which is one of its perks, but that doesn't make it any less intimidating. Yet, as nerve-wracking as that first day was, or that first month, we finally made it. College graduation tends to be forgotten as a major accomplishment. Our parents and family members can only stay a short while. Many of us are in the middle of moving, and most of us, hopefully, are preparing for our careers. I have this theory that high school graduations are a bigger deal because it's really a celebration of our parents not having to deal with us anymore, and vice versa. Independence has its problems, though. There really should be a huge banner at registration payment that says, "Pay attention." In college, we don't have our parents to remind us that the volleyball banquet is next Friday. And how many times have we awakened in a cold sweat, realizing we forgot about a test, a paper, or a project due the next day? And what do our comforting friends always tell us? You should have paid attention. But what makes attention so special? Well, for one thing, I gave this speech in my apartment last night, and I wasn't nearly as nervous as I am now. Today, a lot more people are paying attention to what I say. We pay, give, and have attention, but it's not something that you can wrap up for Christmas or regift. Despite that, attention is one of the most valuable things we can offer others. Attention is the currency of respect, and it comes in both positive and negative ways. Picture a lion tamer with a whip and a chair. As she cracks the whip, the lions around her roar and lick their chops. Now imagine those same lions yawning and lounging in the sun. A lion tamer is worthless if the lions won't pay attention. I'm sure some of our professors can say that about us. As graduates, we'll be given special attention today. On stage, moments from now, after the ceremony with our friends and family, and in every job interview for the rest of our lives. Being a college graduate is a privilege that comes with responsibility. Whether we realize it or not, we will forever represent Dakota State University in our actions and words from this day forward. We are now a product of the attention that we have given and received from friends, family, professors, and others, and hopefully that will show as we march off this campus to our new futures. We didn't all get to graduation the same way. There are many families here that have made great sacrifices to see their son or daughter in a cap and gown. And not everyone is here who should be. Some of our classmates have chosen not to pursue a college education or to take a break from their studies. Some have had to cut their education short to give service to our country. They may not be in this room, but our memories of them certainly are. We all come from different experiences, different backgrounds, and even different states. We come from different pasts, we are at different stages in our lives, and we will continue on in different paths. But we all have one thing in common. We're graduates of Dakota State University, and we're proud of it. Thanks for paying attention, and congratulations.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Dakota State University graduating class of 2007, I would like to welcome family, friends, and faculty to this year's commencement ceremonies. This is an exciting moment in our lives where we get to celebrate our accomplishments, and we are glad that you are here to share it with us. As I sat down to write this speech, I could not help but think back to my high school graduation 4.5 years ago. For most of us, graduating from high school was both a happy and scary time. Our world was about to change in an unimaginable way as we took a huge step into the world as a college student. On the first day of classes, I bet that most of you were like me, nervous, intimidated, and uncertain of where this path would lead. Now that we are here on graduation day, a day that we have all dreamed of, I cannot believe how fast the time has passed. It seems like it was just yesterday that we were that nervous, shy freshmen who had no clue what was going to happen with our lives. Yes, there have been slow days and weeks, and even what felt like long, slow months. But overall, our college years have gone by fast, almost too fast. Tom Brokaw once said, "You are educated. Your certification is in your degree. You may think of it as your ticket to the good life. Let me ask you to think of an alternative. Think of it as your ticket to change the world." All of us have been empowered by the education that we have received at Dakota State University. We all have a reason to be proud of ourselves for making it this far, not only receiving a diploma, but for hanging in there when times were rough and never giving up, even though it may have been the easy thing to do. As we go out into the real world, we have the exciting opportunity to make a difference and leave a lasting impression. I challenge all of you to always do your best and be yourself, because we all have something different to offer. Now, I would like to take the opportunity to thank everyone who has supported us throughout the years. To our family, thank you for being there during the good times and the bad times. To the faculty and staff at DSU, thank you for being our mentors and providing us with all of the knowledge and experiences that have helped us succeed and go to where we are today. To all of the friends that we have made along the way, thanks for the memories. I would like to leave you with this thought. Yesterday is the past, tomorrow is the future, and today is a gift. That is why it's called a present. So make the most of it. To the fall graduating class of 2007, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you both to Holly and Amber for those thoughts. The quality of education on any campus depends on the faculty. Dakota State is particularly blessed to have a faculty who are recognized widely for their innovation and they're willing to take on new challenges. They are also a faculty who care deeply about their students and the quality of the education they receive. I now ask the current faculty here today to please stand and be acknowledged for all the support they provide to students during this educational process and for the dedication they bring to their teaching. Please stand. I usually choke up every time I say that. I didn't do it that time. I must be getting used to this or something. Degrees are authorized by the South Dakota Board of Regents. We are pleased that our very own Regent Richard Bellotti of Madison was able to join us to authorize these degrees. Regent Bellotti, the faculty of Dakota State University have determined that these candidates comprising the 124th graduating class have or will complete all requirements for the degree indicated. I am pleased to concur in the recommendation of the faculty and present these candidates to the Board of Regents for the awarding of degrees.
Thank you, President Knowlton and Justice Meyer-Henry, faculty and graduates especially, and friends. It has been a pleasure for me to be the Regents' representative at Dakota State University commencement exercises for several years now, and to wish all the new graduates well as they embark on their new careers. For some, this means more advanced training in their field. For others, it's launching a teaching career and or getting into business in this state or elsewhere. Now, you graduates will be interested in knowing that you have joined the 21% of our fellow South Dakotans over the age of 25 who have attained a bachelor's degree or higher. Recent national studies tell us that this nation will soon face a degree gap. That is the difference between the number of degrees produced in the United States and those produced by our competitor nations, which will approach nearly 16 million degrees by the year 2025. In order to keep pace, this country's colleges and universities will have to increase the annual rate of production by more than 37%. People often claim that you can make statistics say anything you want, but we do know that our competitor nations, especially China and India, are very much involved in the education race, and the United States already finds itself lagging behind. So as a college graduate today, you have played a very personal role in narrowing this achievement gap. The ultimate value of your education will be assessed by what you make of it and the opportunity it presents to you. It is well known that high educational attainment is closely associated with a country's economic strength and income. In today's world, which has become ever more flat and where our nearest competitors are only a mouse click away, you have received your education from a dedicated group of faculty and staff from a higher education institution that has equipped you well to enter the 21st century. Dakota State University has once again attained the #1 ranking among small public colleges in the Midwest, according to U.S. News and World Report. And that's truly a tribute to you faculty members that are sitting here. In closing, I encourage you graduates to maintain close ties to your alma mater and to your college associates, with whom many of you have had close associations and friendships for 4 or more years. The strength and vitality of a university going forward is clearly dependent on the support of its alumni and its friends. And now, by the authority granted to me by the Board of Regents for Higher Education of the State of South Dakota, I hereby delegate to Dr. Douglas Knowlton the authority to confer these several degrees at this graduation.
Thank you, Dr. Bellotti. I now call upon several individuals to assist me with the awarding of diplomas. I ask that these persons rise and be recognized. And please hold your applause. Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Carrie Forbes-Boyd, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Tom Halverson, Dean, College of Business and Information Systems. Dr. Judy Dittman, Dean, College of Education. Dr. Omar El-Gayar, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research. Dr. Mark Hawks, Graduate Program Coordinator for the College of Education. Ms. Sandy Anderson, Registrar. Ms. Jennifer Meese, Graduate Programs Assistant. And Student Marshals Lee Hollenbeck and Lance Parliament. The Registrar and Graduate Programs Assistant will please bring the graduates forward to receive their diplomas.
Will the candidates for the Master of Science and Master of Science in Education degrees please rise and come forward? In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Systems, Madhu Sudan Reddy, Burro Jukindi. Samanya Chantara Sirichan. Kathleen Mary Engbrecht. Mirza Hassan Javed. Bobby Joe Kite. Shashidhar Reddy Mupaidi. Arun Kumar Nampali. Nita Shenoy. Rajitha Viramachanini. In the College of Education, Master of Science in Education and Educational Technology, Janelle M. Johnson. Peggy Klein.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees please rise by row and come forward? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Sheldon Murphy Davis. Holly Gregg, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Jessica Klingenberg, cum laude. Melissa Scoop. Jennifer Ann Seitz. Chad Thorson. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Jeremy Lee Baumiller. Nicholas Willard Bennett, cum laude. Holly Beutler, cum laude. Jeremy Dockin. Matthew W. Hodgkin. James Richard Huseman. Kenneth Adam Johansson. Brian J. Jostin. Ashley J. Kirshenman. Jenna Lee Kostelecki. W. Zachary Langner, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Alicia Larson. Adam G. Maas. William J. McGill. Lucas Christopher Michaels, cum laude. Jill Molstad. Jonathan G. Olowski. Philip D. Patton. Lisa Ann Ramkama. Tyler J. Rude. Loretta Grace Schmidt. Carl Morris Simonson, cum laude, summa cum laude. Sandra L. Smith, Center of Excellence graduate. Anthony Sorensen. Jeffrey Richard Sudbeck. Ross O. Van Eck, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Krista J. Wilson, magna cum laude. Kendra A. Wire. Heather Lee Zinter. Kyle Zinter. For the College of Education, Justin Bradley Brenner. Elizabeth A. DeGroot. Stacy Dunclow. Matthew John Failer. Ryan Wayne Hansen. Nicole Jellema, magna cum laude. Amber Catherine Jepson, summa cum laude. Lynette Helen Clarenbeek. Carrie Jo Klein. Aaron D. Lundberg. Elizabeth R. Nelson, magna cum laude. Tara Lee Novak. Sam Olson. Tasha Rounds. Wade Michael Taylor. Jana Lynn Wagner, magna cum laude. Joshua D. Wells. Will the candidates for the associate degree please rise and come forward? For the College of Business and Information Systems, Jesse James Lloyd Enan. Chad Allen Stoner.
Will all the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the degrees to which you are entitled with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may move your tassels. Please be seated. Members of the Dakota State University Fall Graduating Class, we are proud of your accomplishments. I invite the parents, families, friends, and members of the faculty and the honored guests to join me once more in applauding vigorously your success. Yeah, that was pretty vigorously, I think. Pretty good job. It is now my pleasure to call upon Mr. Jim Graham, who currently serves as president of Dakota State University Alumni Association, to welcome our graduates as alumni of the university.
Well, now is the time of the program everybody here has been waiting for, the last person up here to speak. But anyway, congratulations on the accomplishment of attaining your degree, and welcome to the Dakota State University Alumni Association. You are joining a group of more than 11,000 proud alums. As you attain your various career and personal goals, please let the Dakota State University Alumni Association know about your accomplishments. I would also like to invite you to take part in one of the many events the Alumni Association has to offer. We want you to stay connected with Dakota State. DSU will always be a proud part of you, so please stay in touch and get involved with any of the functions that we have to offer. Once again, welcome to the Alumni Association.
On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of Dakota State University, I thank you for attending this fall commencement of the university. And congratulations to the graduates again on your accomplishments and my personal best wishes for your future plans. We invite you to join your graduate and the faculty at the Dakota Prairie Playhouse, located directly across the street, for punch, coffee, and cake in recognition of today's graduates. Graduates of DSU, you have joined thousands of DSU alumni who have crossed the stage before you. Many of those alumni are in the audience today in support of you and your accomplishments. I ask any DSU alumni who are present with us today to please stand to be recognized and remain standing. Any graduates of Dakota State, please rise. Please stay standing for just a moment. I would now ask our graduates and the newest alumni of DSU to stand and join them. To conclude this commencement, we ask that the entire audience rise for the singing of the Alma Mater, led by the DSU Concert Choir. The words are found on the back cover of your program. Please remain standing for the retiring of the colors by the National Guard.